Hello, my name is Jenna Collins, and today I am going to teach you how to set up your document camera to your ClearTouch board. So in order to do this, you need a couple things. One, you need a smart board. I am going to be using the ClearTouch board. You are also going to need some kind of camera or document camera. I have a Promethean camera right here. And you're also going to need 3 different cords, and I'll show you that now. So here are the 3 cords. They're located on the back of the document camera. And so there is a USB plug right here, and that goes into the side. Here we have the panel of all the different options, and it's going to plug in right here into that spot. Our next cord you're going to need is a VGA cord, and you plug it in right here. And then the other one on this board, sometimes it might be located on here, but on this newer model, it is located in the back down there. So plug those in. And then our last cord is going to be this ACI in right here. It's a thicker cord, and this one is going to be plugged in to your major wall outlet. It is 3-pronged, so you're going to need to be able to plug it into a place that has a 3-prong plug-in. Alrighty, now that you should have all that plugged in, let's get it set up. So here is the PC model. All you do is swipe up, and here comes different options. You're going to need to click the VGA part right here. You're also going to need to go on to your document camera, and on here I have this red button to power it on like that. Once you change the mode on the smartboard and you turn on the document camera, it pops right up. As you can see, I'm going to put my hand under it. It is live, and there are a couple different features that you can use to help you when you're teaching in class, so I'm going to teach you those now. Let's take a closer look at this document camera. So this version of the document camera has these buttons. I'm going to show you another version of this document camera that has a couple different buttons. But on this model, I'm going to show you a couple buttons that you might be interested in. So taking a better look at the document camera, we can see that they have the base and they have 2 arms. This arm holds the light and this arm holds the camera. So if you move this around, it moves around the picture that you'll see. There's also a button located up here. It says focus, and it does just that. If you ever notice that it's not very clear, all you do is click the focus button, and it'll make sure that that picture is nice and clear for you. I'm going to move this out the way so we can get a better look. You can see it has a zoom out and a zoom in button, and so if I just press those, it'll zoom out and zoom in. This version also has a couple other buttons like the capture button, but after playing around with it for a minute, I didn't see that it worked on this version. It should capture and freeze the screen so that you're able to write on it later. I will show you on the other model of the document camera how this works, but for whatever reason, it's not working right now. Also, this menu, if you click menu right here, it pops up some different options, some advanced options, some settings. You can play around with those if you wish. And lastly, they have this playback button, which after playing around with it again, it doesn't work. So I would mainly stick to the zoom in, zoom out, and turning it off on this model. And to turn off the camera, all you must do, click the little red button, and it shuts off. And it shuts off there again. To get back into the PC mode, you swipe up, click the PC, and it will take you back to your normal working smartboard. Here's an older model of a ClearTouch board. It has a lot of the same features, but as I mentioned earlier, the VGA does go into the side panel instead of more of the back. There it is right there, that tan cord right there. And then here is also the older model of the document camera. And so again, to use it, all you do is swipe up and it'll pop up. Right now it's in PC version. I'm going to switch it over to the VGA. And automatically it pops up. Let's take a closer look at some of the features on this model. So as we can see, a menu button, zoom in, source, playback, auto tune, zoom out, a lamp, capture, and this orange button right here is enter, but it's also freeze. This is one that I love to use in my classroom, and so here it is in action. I'm going to show you the zoom in. Here is the zoom out. Here is the lamp. It could turn brighter, off. And there's also a little light up here. Oh, not up here. There we go. That turns on the camera. So there's a couple different options for light. Again, here, the capture button does not work. The menu looks like this, and you could play around in the different modes, and it kind of does a lot of the same features. You could look into the settings. You can rotate it. That's what I did in order to get it looking like this. But again, play around with it if you choose to. And my personal favorite is the freeze button. I love to use it, so I'm going to do it right now. Pressing the orange button, it's going to freeze it. As you can see, there's a little snowflake that pops up there, and it just means it's frozen. I really love the Clever Touch boards because they allow you to write on it. So I'm just clicking, and I can, in front, when I'm teaching my class, I can write on the board, just like that. But of course, you can also do it live, so exiting out of that and unfreezing. You can also just write, but that limits me to standing right here at the camera. So that's why I love that feature of freezing it so that I can move around, have the kids come up and participate as well. Now I'm just going to give you a little insight on how I use this in my classroom to improve my instruction. And so here we go. First version I'm going to be talking about is the live version. All right, let's see what's going to be on our test coming up. This is some review. So let's spell the word cat. Pound and sound it with me. K-at. Awesome job. What do we hear first? K-k-k. You're right, it's a C. Hey, very good. It's a T. Excellent job. We're going to move on to the second one. So here's just me reviewing some of the skills that we practice in class. I'm now going to show you how I use the freezing feature to help me give assessments. So during this time, during an assessment, I don't want to give them any of the answers. I also don't want to put a circle live on which question we're working on or where they should be writing, because then it ends with a bunch of circles all around by the end of it. So what I love to do is I freeze it. Now it is frozen. That snowflake is on that top corner. I like to go to the pencil or the arrow and then click the pencil. I also use the highlighter, whichever you prefer. And so now I'd say, all right, we're working on number 2. In kindergarten, this can be a little difficult to understand, especially at the beginning of the year when they're still learning to identify their numbers. And so here I go. I'm going to circle the number 2 so they know exactly where they should be writing on this assessment. Once we're done number 2, I press this broom. It gets it away. And I can, change the color if I want to. You could keep it the same color. And now I say, all right, we're working on number 3. And my kids have been doing this all year, so they know where to look. But at the beginning of the year, this is a great option to show them. It's very intimidating for a 5-year-old just coming to kindergarten, and so this is a big help. I hope you've learned a little something from me today. Thank you for joining.